Hello, hello, hello! I am Kasasagi Urusagi, and I am here with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I am so sorry for the delayed start. I went to go really quick before stream. I started it, and I'm like, I gotta water my plants because there's one that's out in the sun, and it's too much sun, and it always gets dehydrated. And I'm just gonna make sure that that gets all sorted out. My game is too loud. And as I walk out, there's the box. Hello, strings. There's a box with live shrimp on it that I didn't get a doorbell ring for it. So I was like, oh no, the shrimp! The shrimp have been outside in the hot summer sun. So I like drag the box in, and then I have to get all the shrimp all situated. And my stream has started. I was like, oh my god. I'm glad I checked so they didn't stay out there. But I was like, why not ring? I heard the doorman knock, and I was just like, he's probably mad that I haven't actually looked in my mailbox in some time, because I don't like looking at my mailbox. The only thing in there is bills. So I ignored the soft single knock, because I was like, I don't have time for it, sir. Usually if it's a package, they ring. If it's a package that says live critters on it, they definitely ring. So it was a single soft knock that I almost missed completely. I was like, oh, he just wants me to check my mailbox. But shrimp are situated. And I'm gonna plant all these brand new plants when I'm done with stream. I'm very excited. Aw, thank you, Sprightly. You are very sweet. It is always a pleasure to have you here. You and Zath are my, oh god. You and Zath are my long-time followers since Hades, so I appreciate you. Appreciate you all. And Strings, too. Strings has been here for a while now. This happened yesterday. Thank you, Cinder Egg. You followed yesterday. I was off. I was snoozing. What is happening here? Okay, we've talked to you. That's right. She's been... Oh, we have to go to the restaurant. Look at this place. Wow. It does not. My house on 14 has a blue aura. Not pink. Wow, look at this place. Look, more like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to see us. Maybe there's no one here? Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant, and it's open for business. Hello? Anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect! Let's get intrusive. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want. Yeah, I suppose we can. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic next time, huh, Maya? Chic. Chic. Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be more fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. Hmm? There's something stuffed in behind the rack. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and look at this! Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. $100,000? Maybe? I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper. It's from December 3rd. This paper is from the day of the poisoning. What? Paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. I thought Phoenix meant the day of the poisoning 5 years ago, and I was like, I forgot that this also had a poisoning in it. I was like, what? Look at all the little trinkets tucked away in here. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of those personally. Let's see, a bouquet of flowers, some potpourri, and look, fine bone china cups. I never knew you were so cultured. Come on, Maya, this is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money. You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way. Minnie. I don't have the check mark, and it bothers me. Thank you. It's the restaurant's front entrance. There's a sign hanging on the door written in French. It probably says open or closed. It must be one or the other, but I don't know which since I don't know Jacques about French. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape all around it. And that stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. And why can I picture you doing just that? Wow, it's a beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really? Cool, I love snow. Let me see. Huh? It's not white. It's not even snowing. Got you. I was only kidding, Maya. Nick. There are lies that are okay to tell, and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. This table's set nicely. It just needs a customer. What do you think this flower is, Nick? Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip, and it's not a sunflower, I don't think. Duh, even I could have told you that. Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. Dangnabbit, I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. You are barely passing as a lawyer. This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at the table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. Well, now what do I do? I've looked at all the things. Do I leave? Oh god. I have to charge my headset because that is a tradition at the beginning of it. I did enjoy my Monday break. I didn't get done anything that I wanted to get done. Oh, that's not true. I did a lot of gardening, which is one thing I wanted to get done. I did not get anything else done that I wanted to get done. I needed to do a bunch of stuff in Nier for stream, and I didn't do that. And I wanted to get this bunch of stuff done in Final Fantasy, and I also didn't get that done. So, whoopsie doopsie. So today, I know time isn't real. It's a horrible construct. Okay. How was your Monday, Sprightly? I'm going to leave. That's true. I also watched a bunch of E3. I didn't watch Nintendo's today because I was sleeping, and theirs is always so goddamn early. But I watched Microsoft and Bethesda, and I was bored out of my goddamn mind. Microsoft's always really boring to me, though. I never find that they have good press conferences. And then Square Enix was rather lackluster. Square Enix is always rather lackluster. I think they should just, if PlayStation was still around, cause Sony doesn't do press conferences anymore. They don't go to E3 anymore. That's true. But Square Enix should just be with Sony's press conference if Sony was still here. So, cause Square Enix just doesn't offer, like, their games take too long to come out, so like they don't have a whole lot to offer. There also wasn't a lot of Final Fantasy 16 information, or any, if I recall correctly. So yes, I am very psyched about Elden Ring. I'm genuinely not sure what to do. I am a little flustered because of how my day started off. And I'm worried about the new shrimpies. I keep wanting to look at them. I can't do that. I got the newspaper. Do I have to talk to her about the newspaper? Because there's definitely nothing I can do here. Alright, let's show her. Nope. Stop it. Present. Oh, a sports paper. Let's see. Did Gustin Braun manage to defend his heavyweight? Sorry, Maggie, that paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gutson got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh, no. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Trespien. Really? That's strange. Trespien doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind? Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. Aha! That's it, sir! MC Balmer! That was the name written on the CD! Just as I thought. I guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all, huh? So, that $100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right? If someone gave me $100,000, I'd sing for sure. The Master of Crane, or the Spirit Song, or even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. You're right. So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? I think we better set up the investigation, don't you, Nick? Okay, and now we go back. There we go. Oh la la, bonjour! Welcome to La Trespien. Oh, hello. What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Oh. Oh. There's a lot happening here. I'm gonna take a sippy, and I'm gonna think about the voice I should give this man. I kind of want That man in The Little Mermaid. Les poissons, how I love les poissons. But, I don't know if he really fits the bill. We could do it, though. Bienvenue! Welcome to my petite restaurant. Restaurante. This game is gonna make me start saying French. And I simply can't. Huh? Bay Avenue? Oh no, my petite chaloupe. Huh? Me? Look at this face. Like la kitten rejected by its own mother. You are fatigued, no? Alors, you need this. An aromatic bath oil melange of Lenole and La Rose. My personal recommendation. You think I need what? Oi, oi, just add a couple of drops of this mixture to our bath water and voila. It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastic. Really? And voila, monsieur. Who, me? Look at that face. Like la puppy rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, non? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of bergamot and maybe in the oi oi. I will add la peppermint and la clary sage for a fragrance exceptional. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. My beauty. Alors, if you will be seated, I will bring you la special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat. We're lawyers. Mas bien sûr. I know this already, monsieur. You are La Phoenix Wright, no? Yes. You know me? Yes, oi oi. I never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Zin Uwap. It looks like everyone to do with this case knows who I am already. I wonder what sort of impression Zen Uwap's leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong Enchanté. I'm exhausted already. So what does tres bien mean? I know tres, that means 3, right? No, no, no. Tres bien is française. In English, you would say very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactement. La atmosphere in tres bien and la cuisine is tres bien. If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la hot cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I've lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So, you're running this place on your own right now? Oi, for the moment, no one has answered my advertisement. Oh boy, moi. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am la chef. I am la manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. A roaming what? A practitioner de aromatherapy. La art of soothing the soul with the delicate floral aromas. Delicate. The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. So, could you tell me what you know about the incident? Bien! It makes me sad to remember. Yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So, it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon. A man who was in here for a coffee suddenly became ill. Because of the poison in his, coffee? That is the truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard a sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair. He was dead? Mon Dieu! Oi, he was dead! Maggie had passed out also. And this man who died, was he alone? Oi, monsieur! Oi, monsieur, all alone! I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but... I see. La police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table, they asked? Oh, Blake, hello. So many. Hello, hello, Blake. It's good to see you. Hi, everybody. It's been a while. Oh, this is a huge surprise. Thank you. This is very sweet. What were you guys just playing? More Overwatchies? It is raining himbos. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, the new DLC for Dead by Daylight. I'm gonna play that on Friday, so I'm looking forward to it. I have been saving up blood points for Leon, because I love me some Leon. How's it been? I played the test drive, not the test drive, like the test servers, and Nemesis felt incredibly broken. Did they fix him at all? Or is he still a little rough to play against? Very nice. Oh my goodness. I am so glad. I got oh, thank you for the follow. I got a Deception. I think it is. Not Deception. It's one of it hides you from killers seeing your aura. Oh, I loved Trickster though, even if he was hot garbage. So that his Nemesis has a perk where he can see everyone at the beginning of a match. So I have the counter perk to that that hides my aura 3 times. So I am safe at the beginning of matches. I can't remember what it's called. Distortion. That's right. Yes, yes, yes. I keep too many D. Oh, have a good day at work. I will be doing a very bad French accent, so I'm glad everyone's here to see that. Thank you again, Blake. Enjoy your work. The police asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the tables, they asked. But I am not the only one. La old man said the same thing. Old man? What old man? So who was this old man that you mentioned? At the time of La Murder? There was another customer in here. What? Someone else saw it? My Zoe, as usual, he came alone that day. At the time of the murder, it was here. He saw it too. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at the victim's table. But Maggie swears there were 2 people. Mademoiselle, la lawyer could not prove this, no? About the lawyer, that was me, I suppose. Miss Bienza. Wow, he's the first person who said it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Huh. Now who's the one making stuff up? Oh lord, now what? Can I show you this newspaper? Wait, maybe this. I am not. Ugh. Oh, I'm not a lawyer, so I do not wish to speak out of turn. But your defense in court that day was little, how you say, lacking, perhaps? Ugh. Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. You were very cool, though. Oi, oi, oi. So handsome. Wow. I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. Do I have the information now? No. We found the sports paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Do you have any idea which customer it was? The only ideas I have, mademoiselle, I save in my kitchen. You are not very helpful. Please, monsieur, there is no need to show me that. You are Mon, Phoenix Wright, the worst defense attorney in town. I think I can imagine how he formed this completely wrong impression of me. The last time we met, did I show you this badge? Oi! You flashed it to everyone in the restaurant! Looks like Xenoop is a bigger fan of flashing stuff than you are, Nick. Okay. I do not think I can get anything more out of him, because I am out of stuff. I think I'm done with you. So where do I go now? Well, not here. I guess we're not done in Tribulations. Let's see. We've talked, and we've shown everything we can. I've seen a lot of this already, but in case I get dialogue with him now, I'm just gonna kind of skip through it really quick. We found that sports paper, so I just want to make sure we get everything we need to. Oh, I have profiles. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Maggie was a policewoman once. N'est-ce pas? Yes, but she had to quit for, reasons beyond her control. Oi, she was the suspect in the murder investigation, no? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave to her la perfume for la happiness. Happiness perfume? Oi, you've blended from bergamot, like I've given to you before. But she's been arrested again, and found guilty this time. This is true. A natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. I am not surprised she was a prime suspect. After something like that took place before my very eyes? Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? We've got to ask this guy for more info stat. There we go. We're on the right track again. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oh, I suppose you could say so. So what happened? No, it was nothing. Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy. But she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oi, it is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant. So please, tell us anything you know. 3 of them. Psyche locks. No way, what are we gonna do, Nick? Well, just have to remove... What the... What's wrong? The Magitama. It's gone. Huh? Oh, I didn't even realize I didn't have it. I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. What? But I could see the Psyche locks. Maybe that means the Magitama's nearby? Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you will have to ask him yourselves. Huh? Him? The old man spends all of his time dans la park. La park. Oh, park! What park's that? Behind the restaurant. It is called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Ugh, French. Je vous en prie, my dear. Let's go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick. Alright. Well, I definitely can't break that. It was all I could do to have another conversation with the man. Oh, how fruity. So this is Vitamin Square. Yeah, I see where they get the name from now. The fruits scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouching-looking grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. Maya, he's not throwing seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. Ugh, my grumpiness threat level has just been raised to red. I love this old man's music. Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you? Yes. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? So you don't like my seeds, eh, pigeons? He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's gotta hurt. Go on! Eat this! Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about Maggie Bird? I don't know any Maggie Bird. Yes, you do. Maggie, the waitress at Tribulations. Ha! It's a disgrace, I tell you. An utter disgrace. A disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that. Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth of today. They don't have any shame. No shame, I tell ya. Not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old pursuit of values of Japan, like honor and modesty? What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. You? Your problem is you lack any sense of grace. Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts. This is a very powerful old man. Do you go to Tribulations a lot? Ha! That miserable excuse for a restaurant. That garbage they serve in there's not food. Where's the sushi? The tempura? The rice? Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls? You mean the waitresses? You can see all the way up to there. There, yes, the waitresses. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Thank you for the sippy. I will take that very quickly. It's true. We're gonna have to fight this old man. Listen, it's not my restaurant. Ha! It's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable. He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going? I guess you can be Sindori to a restaurant. It could be technically Sindori to anything. Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Take that! He must be hiding something, right? If he is, I should be able to see a psyche lock or two. Oh wait! I don't exactly have the Magitama right now, huh? Remember, Nick, that Magitama is only on loan. You better find it or else. If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. Hey look, pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them too. Did you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace? That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it? You're overthinking this one by just a smidge, Maya. Oh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings. You disgusting rogue, picking up something someone else threw away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? Ha! That's none of your business. Sorry, I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back. Too bad. Now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. We stole that man's newspaper. Hey, that's mine! Looking at this orange reminds me of what? That you're supposed to eat a lot of them to ward off colds in the winter. You can't have fun during the holidays if you're sick in bed, you know. You don't have to tell me twice. This place is so fruity! And that's not a bad thing. Besides, I love apples. They're among my favorites. Then that apple slide is perfect for you. And what is so perfect about it? Oh, come on! Don't be a stick in the mud. Slide down it a few times. Go on. Woo! No way! I'd get covered in sand if I slid down that slide. Anyone can see that. Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, I'd give it a try, too. I used to love sandboxes. Like you wouldn't believe. Really? You? Sure, finding iron fillings in the sand with a magnet was my favorite thing to do. Iron fillings? Wow, that's too exciting for words. It was my ambition to collect every single shred of iron in the sandbox. Well, I was such a kid back then. So did you manage to get all the iron? No, I never did. I think I came close, though. Come to think of it, I still have all the iron fillings I found way back when. You want them? No. There's a little white one. Alright. I don't know if I've learned anything. I just talked to a very angry man. I didn't find my Magi comment either. Do you want to look at this, my dude? Mademoiselle! Yes! Are you looking for a job? What? No. I was just... Let me see. Your style is, different, but you have a good face. Different? Felicitations! You were fast! I will hire you! Bien, boy, come with me. I will teach you everything I know. Nick! Help! I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should do both. Oh, well, she's gone now. Forever, I guess. He's gone too, so... Alright, bye! Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I have asked her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. There we go. Well, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent? No. Not yet. We've only just started our investigation. Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting all my other cases for, putting off all my other cases for now, pal. Gumshoe's really fired up about this. Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved. Court sitting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be the prosecutor. Oh, him. Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty, again... Yes? I'll make sure you get locked up good for it. Got it? Well, that's very rude. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh? Yeah. Back when she was on the police force, you were her mentor when she was a rookie, right? Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know? Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal? I wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training. But that was it. Nothing happened. Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. So that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie. I don't like her or anything. Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later. Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You gotta keep it a secret, got it? Sure. And would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time? Hey, tell your face, pal, not me. You'd have to be blind not to see what's on your mind. So, I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim? Glenn Elg. He was a computer programmer. I see, a programmer. He was just a regular Joe working for a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal. Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often? Not according to the chef. He said it was the first time he'd seen the guy. A programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that? That's what I thought. But a motive was still somehow established in her trial. You're kidding. What was her supposed motive? Sorry, pal, I'm real busy. I haven't even got enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay? What could this motive have been? This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it by myself. Oh, that's right. The judge already ruled on the case, and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony. Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh? Look, pal, I've got a mountain of papers on this case to look over before tomorrow. So I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... Okay, so she's a bit out there, and a bit off base sometimes. But she was a good cop. That's not exactly complimentary, you know? So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony? The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim. Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone. Even the chef. And then there's that CD. CD? Oh yeah, she did mention something about a CD. There was a sample CD on the table, sir. But our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD. What? Not on the table, not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal. But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too? Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front of the pocket of his hoodie. A radio? He didn't have a CD player? You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all. Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. What's that? A sports paper? Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack at Tribulations. It's dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here. And take a look at this. See the writing here? MC Bomber. Hey! What is it? I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. Wow, he actually seems to be thinking for once. It's so good, I can't remember. And he goes back to being the gumshoe we all know and love. Hey, pal, I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on the scribble. Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about that in any case. Thanks, pal. I'll bet this'll turn out to be an interesting clue. I have a feeling it won't be. Okay, so we talked about the chef. I need to start remembering to do more profiles. The chef of Tribulations, huh? You know what that chef said to me? Oh la la, your body is full of the toxins. And then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day. Under orders? Yeah, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy. Huh? You can't stop thinking about him. Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow. Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. So what exactly is that is it that caught your attention about the chef at Tribulations? It's kind of hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected with the case anyway. Hey, come on, detective. Didn't you say you'd give me dirt on anything? Well, this sort of stuff is kind of unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this? You go to Tribulations and investigate the place yourself. And if you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay? Don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef and Tribulations, then report back to Gumshoe. The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Oh, shit. Oh, hello. Well, there she goes. Who was that just now? A customer? She had sort of a dark aura about her. Oh, welcome, bienvenue. Wow, what a cute voice. Oh, shit, it was Maya. Oh, it's just you, Nick. But Maya? Well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Maybe, but it's kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer. Then who was that woman I just saw? Oh! Since you're here, you might as well have something to eat. I am kind of hungry, actually. So how do you like your new job, Maya? I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that. Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come. Don't forget about the ultra cute waitresses. Check out my gimme a tip smile. Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment. Or so he says. How much is it? It's the 20 set, so it's $20, of course. 20 set, I believe. I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive. What? But you can't. Come on, Nick. It's not every day I get to be a waitress. I want to try carrying plates and working the cash register. How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Yeah, right. Maybe later. How about the lunch? Oh, a fine choice, sir. No, Kitchen! A lunch special, please! With all the extras. Drink, side salad, dessert, and gift. I don't need any of that. Just a moment, please, sir. Maya's really getting into this. So how much is this set lunch then? $20, huh? But with the drink, side, salad, and dessert, it's $45? Hey, wait a second, Maya! Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe fortified lunch set. Whoa. A dish inspired by lobster and the abalone fresca with a balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit! Thanks? Come on, Nick. Hurry up and try it already. Lobster, huh? Alright, down the hatch it goes. Well? Are you hungry, Maya? I'm starving. Here, it's yours. Really? Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you better polish off that plate. I just remembered. I've got to clean the toilets. Hey! You can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad? Hey, Nick. You want to take a peek at the kitchen? The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now, what was it that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets. In the kitchen! That sounds tasty. Hey, wait up, Maya! What is it? I'm pretty busy right now. Weren't you going to show me around? There goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face. I better conduct the search in the kitchen myself. Oh, it's so pretty in here. There's a lot of perfume where we cook food, and I think that's probably pretty bad. And here it is, the famous Tribulations kitchen. It's my first time in here too, actually. There's a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure. Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we better search quickly. Chop chop! Now this is one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty. There's a book on the dresser. Clarice Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Not exactly the Pulitzer Prize material, is it? It looks like a collection of poems he's written. Poems? Cool! Read one out. And say it in your best French accent. With intensity, okay? Okay, here's one. It's called Printemps. The two of them, like actors from a film. The coffee, still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon on that sad Saturday morning. The foolish cocktail, so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea, and I know what I will do. I must lie to you. I must. Huh? That's it? Yep, that's a poem for you. What's this? It looks like a treasure chest or something. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many. They're overflowing onto the floor. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. And they're all the same, too. Hey, wait a minute. What is it? There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. So what's that liquid inside then, I wonder? Hey, Nick. We should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he? Crimes. Now, I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard most of these seasonings. Hey, Nick, this container has oyster sauce. What's that? Isn't that used in Chinese food? Ah, look! Right there on the counter. My Maggie Tama! What's it doing here? What indeed? I didn't even notice it there, to be perfectly honest. Okay. I want to make sure I get the, Oh, I didn't know they were gonna do... It's fine. What are these lace curtains for? I don't know, but they give the place a real homey feel, don't they? Lace curtains. You know, if I was a cooking pot, I'd be perfectly happy to sit on a shelf under those. How do you respond to something like that? Oh, that smells good. Something bubbling away nicely in that pot. It must be the lobster and abalone fresque with a balsamic vinaigrette. Isn't that what I just ate for lunch? Maybe. What you ate is the only French dish I know the name of. Okay, I feel like we've done it all. Got my Maggie Tama. I've seen all that I can see in the kitchen. Do I have to go talk to that old man now? 25 years for loitering? Sprightly, that's outrageous. Oh, I missed stuff. Oh, there's a bike here now. A scooter, huh? Who would leave it right in the middle of this park like this? The wheel guard and the light are busted. I guess it must have been in an accident. It's totally wrecked. Oh, Jesus Christ, what's happening? Oh, God damn it. This is the man. This is the man that impersonated me. I just... This is the man that everyone got confused with. I pull my New York accent out of my ass. Hey! What do you think you was doing with my bike? No, I was just... I'm not gonna be screaming. You's been messing with my new ride? Is that what you's been doing? New ride? Isn't that kind of an old model? Whoa, you're gonna pay for this. It wasn't me. I was past... Hey! Then who's the one that covered my saddle in crap, huh? Oh, you're gonna pay. You catch my drift? No, wait a sec. I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it. A wise guy, eh? I oughta beat you so hard I don't feel like you's coming were like you's were smooching the express train. Uh-oh. You's better watch your back. This ain't over. I think this is actually a Chicago accent. Yous guys. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then you's gonna pay. Actually, I am a lawyer myself. What'd you say? I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. So you a wise guy too, huh? 'Cause I'm Phoenix Wright. The one and only. Yeah, that's all I can do. What? Out of my way! I gotta cruise! He's gone. Surely that guy wasn't my phony. Was he? He wasn't anything like me! Guess I better make a note on the scooter. Ah, pathetic! This circus does not stop. Oh, it's you! A few threats from a brat like that, and you look like a pigeon that's got seeds in his eyes. Have you been here the whole time, then? I was in that strawberry. I had some thinking to do. More like you had some cowering to do. Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just that if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Take that. I knew it. This old guy has got something to hide. But what could it be? I don't think I can break this lock either. I have gained no evidence. I have just met a lot of people. Let me see. Yeah. Magitama's not in the right place anymore, and that's gonna make me feel actually crazy. But alright. Alright. I think I have to go back and talk to Gumshoe. Goodbye, Maya. Enjoy whatever you're doing here. My big thumpers. Hey, you're just in time! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? I'm very tired. The lab got back to me about the newspaper you gave me. He must mean the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it. So, what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elg. No doubt about it. I expected as much. The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment. MC Bomber. I get the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me with whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal? Since when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Hello? I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. I wonder if this is the poison. You got one of those aroma bottles too, huh? Only this one doesn't smell. Huh? I don't get you. This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. It doesn't even look the same. Wouldn't you agree? A cologne bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to send it to the lab for analysis. The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. I had a hunch there was something funny about that, chef. You suspect, John Armstrong? I've got that guy's number. I know what his secret is. That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. I guess I better fill you in on the details. About this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean. I don't know what this secret is, but I'm really, really worried that whatever it is, we're not going to be handling it respectfully. But we'll see. So what's Mr. Armstrong's secret? You ever had a lunch at Tribulations, pal? Yes. So how was it? Oh, it's just that he's a terrible chef. Thank God. I don't trust these games this old to do anything appropriately. I remember the disaster that's Persona 4. To put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean. He's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so yeah, I guess it's probably the food. The real scoop on the guy is he's up to his ears in debt. Really? How much does he owe? This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $500,000 in the red? That's so much money. $500,000? Are we talking dollars? Yeah. Hey, if it was sterling, he'd really be in trouble. Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise. Yeah, this case is full of surprises, and I'd be willing to bet that chef's got something to do with most of them. That's my hunch. Alright. So now we know that. I really do feel like I've talked to everyone that I possibly can. He's... okay, so he's not back. Alright, let's go, old man. It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at the restaurant that you dislike so much? Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants. To eat. To eat? Isn't that the whole truth? What do you mean? I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all. You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got? I can tell that you're not you nor anyone else in the world would go to that place for food. I bet I could, yeah. The proof is in the pudding. Or in this case, the lunch menu. That's the twin tea set. The food at Tribulations is terrible and expensive. You're wrong. It's cheap. Huh? I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a lot of work. A jot of work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons. What a load of crock. That tastes another story, but the price, it's nothing to me. So you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn? Exactly. I have so much cash I go for a swim in my money vault every day. Fortunately, that's a lie. What? You don't have money to burn. You're flat broke. Oh, the job listings. This is yours, right? My magazine. Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job? I was... so what? So I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money. Oh. I don't go to that restaurant for food. I just go for the, Javacano. Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there? $8. Ooh. Those had better be some golden beans. What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater, do you? Is that it? No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great. No, it's not, But anyways, yes, that place has free newspapers to read every day. Newspapers? Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Tribulations. Oh, do I present this? I think so. Take a look at this. What is it? It's a newspaper I found behind the magazine rack at Tribulations. So, what of it? This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago. What? Do you see what I'm getting at here? The restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just, one that a customer happened to leave behind. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth? I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, the real reason why you go so much to Tribulations is... I feel like it's to help out... No, I don't think so. We just needed to know that information to know why the food is so expensive. If it's not her, then it's probably the loan. I don't know, he made a big fuss about the uniforms. It's very I think so. I think... What are you asking me about that girl for? She was the waitress at Tribulations. Therefore, the answer to the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant. It's the waitress. But I don't recognize that face. And you are probably telling the truth here, because you weren't looking at the girl's face, but at her outfit. I don't think he was looking at that either. That's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. That uniform is all you can think about, isn't it? We are doing this very delicately. It's the, I wish I had the hands, uniform. And not her boobies. I can't take it. To you, that waitress was your... Enough, please! No more! Stop saying that word! Stop saying waitress! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Hutas. La Hutas. Sir. Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil. No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like that. I even got one of those lousy cups of Jaffaquino every time for $8. All because of that serving girl. Punish me. Lock me up. Really, that's not what I'm here for. You'll be the same. Another 20 years and you'll understand what it's like. You know how painful it is to be an old man like me? Not really. Listen, sir. Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know, boy. So show some respect, It's Victor Kudo. Sorry, Mr. Kudo. You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more. This guy was at the restaurant at the time of the incident, which means I have to hear his testimony one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his psyche locks and everything. I guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood. I guess we're going back to this freaking restaurant. I gotta warn you about this man. Oh, it's that old man! Is he still feeding the pigeons? Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes. Oh, ouch! Hey Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while? Oh my god, we're going to use her as bait! Me? Why? There's something I really want to ask that old man. Sure, okay. I'll just get changed. No. You stay in this outfit. Can you go like that? I guess? This is horrible. This is a horrible thing we're doing. Sir. You again? Well, I see. Nick, his eyes are burning into me. It's okay. I think it's going pretty well. Huh? You're still just a little child. Run along and play on the slide, alright? Play on the slide? Ah, we were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. We have... Are we gonna get Mia into the outfit? I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. This is the worst. How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir. Quiet! Can't you see I'm feeding the... Mia! I fucking hate this. Well... If you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you. Yes. Yes, yes. Of course. Certainly. I'm Victor. Victor Kudo. Even from beyond the grave. Wow. About the incident. You mean the man who died after drinking the Javakino? It's like he's a different person. It was quite a shock even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl took the Javakino over to him, you see. And was the customer alone? Definitely. He was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his Javakino and he said something like, "Wah!" and then collapsed, dead. Oh, how terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know. He certainly seems to be telling the truth now, but it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Tribulations? Well, of course! I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London. Really? How interesting! Eating the food at that restaurant really takes me back to my days in France. What a lovely story. London's in England, not France. Oh yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I want France. I can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy. You visit Tribulations a lot, don't you? Of course, I mean, yes. I'd like to come and see you there. Really? Oh, you flatter me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Be careful that chef, my dear. The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong? That's right. That man's an ex-con. He's an ex-con? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do? Oh no, those eyes. I can't take this. Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand. He steals things from his customers. From his customers? Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so you be careful around him, my dear. Are you sure about this? Of course. He was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my Javakino. He really is a regular. Let me write you a little haiku about it. A haiku? A Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman. Repeat offender. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman. Repeat offender. Okay. If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy. He couldn't do enough for Mia. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. We've got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. Had enough of being a waitress. Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant. Oh la la, Mademoiselle Maya! No, now can you leave me like this? I'm sorry. That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a psyche lock, or 3, didn't he? I'm going to have to break those. I should have enough information by now. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Volunteers, of course! Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. I should. What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened that day? Alas, I will confess everything. Just don't hurt me. Huh? Well, that was a new world record. It was a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket? The man who died had a lottery ticket. For $500,000. $500,000! Boy, but after the incident, this ticket... it disappeared. The ticket disappeared? This was the motives that the prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she had poisoned the man to get $500,000 lottery tickets. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Marcelos! You've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me. And I want to know the reason why. Non, monsieur, you doubt me? But I've confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong. The $500,000 lottery ticket. I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there's a very high probability that it was you. Oh! Wow, that is one piercing scream, even for a man like him. Mas Pokemon, why? You have no evidence! I am not masked in mask. I am not the kind of person who steals the property of others. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past. I don't know if this really... What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems. Please read it, and put some feeling into it. Convicted before, a wicked man. Or woman, repeat offender. I'm sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you? Mon Dieu, the mensonge, you are the liar. You deny it? Do not make the false accusations, s'il vous plaît. So, do you have any proof? I want to see la incontestable proof that I have stolen from one of my customers. Ooh, that's a little tricky. Oh, isn't it my own Magitama? Yeah, he stole from me. Oops. It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. What is that? This is my Magitama. And I found it in your kitchen. No! Wow, that scream just now broke some windows. Wait. I am a weakness for little trinkets and the figurines. And my hand just slips out and I cannot stop it. Oh no, back to case 2 all over again. You've stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right? Oh, yes, that is the truth. I am just a timid little girl inside Monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time it was not a small trinket, right? It was $500,000. Moisnan, why would I steal it? I have no need for such money. Really now? Oh, Monsieur, what is it? Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you are in desperate need of a large amount of cash? This restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it? Ugh. You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. That lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Ugh. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now? Ugh. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place? The man, he was listening to the radio with the earpiece. Huh? Maggie said something about that too. The winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes! $500,000, he shouted. And the ticket? Boy, he had all his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperately in need of money, so I put the poison in his coffee. No, you naughty man. I simply helped myself to one of his tickets. What? The victim collapsed, and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, how could I pass? It had so many of them. Yeah, but only one of them is the winning ticket, right? How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. No, that's not true. I did not take it. The ticket for $500,000, I mean. But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket. Miss Non, it was not. That's enough. Huh? Ah! Mr. Godot! Oh, fuck yes. He's here to save the fucking day. What in the heck are you doing here? Ugh. This is without a doubt the worst coffee I have ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong. He came in here for coffee? Does his craving for coffee know no bounds? Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of his victim's tickets on the day in question. I am not just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion. He had the wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket's pretty neighbor. So, the ticket he took was worthless? Not quite. He did win something. $1. You see, I'm just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing. So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal? Indeed, what did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so we'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we? Voila, you two! Time to laugh at the pretty little airhead. Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore. Looks like we've got a new mystery now, namely, where did the winning ticket go? I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. Oy. He did. That's what he always does, though. He, like, walks up, and he's like, oh, congratulations on winning the trial. I am now accusing this small boy of a murder. Goodbye. And it's just like, oh, shit. What an absolute powerful, powerful robot, man. Alright, I think we have time for part 1 of the trial at the very least. Man, if the second... I'm so I am dreading because of how long the second trial went. The third and fourth trials are going to last for weeks. Okay. We're good here. Like, stressed. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor! Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Are you doing alright? How you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie, and don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger! And you! Yes? You better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring myself. I'm squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Oh, of course! I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Bitter. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? What's wrong? Nothing, it's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, you was talking to me? I was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That is a good thing to question and ask. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for one reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial, nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. I saw a post. I think Q reblogged it, but oh man, it was so funny. I think she reblogged it for me, where it was like, let me see if I can find it. It was very, very funny. It's exactly how I feel when I play Phoenix Wright. I can't find it now. But it was like, you're playing the Phoenix Wright games, and... Oh, the Ace Attorney experience is being like, if I press here, Phoenix will undoubtedly say what I've been thinking, and the trial will keep going smoothly. And then Phoenix says the dumbest thing you've ever heard. This is me constantly playing this game. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe. Other way around, detective. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of this case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. And here are the floor plans for the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. John Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Oh, yes, sir. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Egg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you that wasn't me. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said! And what killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey! Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. There are 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said that there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Press it. Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed it. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha! That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, right? I will. I push it real good. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place. I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the crime scene, how, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Ugh. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elk, was listening to the radio at the time. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Ugh. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. So traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Objection.
Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Wright? The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Ugh. Seems that the poison could only be in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press harder on this point? Press it. Press it real good. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, that last objective was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This. Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that it was in his cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know, when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, not about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have, well, had some kind of motive. Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Check out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying, we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. Oh. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. And disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's a $500,000 lottery ticket? One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Well, gosh, this looks quite bad. Order, order. She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I'd better keep an eye on that ticket, the way the judge's voice is quivering. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for the sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've ever seen. That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it? Ha! Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. Coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course. I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? Order, order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence. But what's the red stain? What's the red stain, Godot? There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Oh, I don't think he can see red. Well, he can see red, but his entire vision is red. I don't think he can see that bloodstain. Because of this thing. Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective? Could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Ooh. I thought everyone knew what it was already. Yeah, I don't think he can see bloodstains and stuff. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing to point out about this man. He's also like running purely on coffee, and I don't think has slept in like 7 days. So like, I don't know if he belongs on the witness or the prosecutor stand. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence, they have all been clearly established. Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all. Ugh, you really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings in your investigation there. You're a top prosecutor, but you've never done a case. But you have heard of me. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on many more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie. Oh, actually, I have to back up. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe? There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them and seeds. Seeds. Ha! It was nothing. I got each one with my teeth. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in that place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie had passed out from shock. It must have been real tough for her. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. You're a professional, Detective Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, Detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? The victim didn't have any identification on him. He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that... He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table, along with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glen Egg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask him more? So what sort of medicine was in the prescription bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah. Completely empty. It was a completely empty... Ha! You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, Detective? When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and a bottle of poison. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey! Yeah! You nailed it, pal! It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Objection.
Keep up this crazy testimony, Detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So trite. Someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Well, that's not true. Literally, the medicine's missing. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the crime scene? Oh my god. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to? You are too cool, pal! Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, eh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha! That's all? What? Read the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name? Got to do with anything. New Era Autolarginal. I'm not gonna be able to say that word. Autolargical. Autolarginal. You know what? It's fine. It doesn't matter. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from? Mr. Godot. Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside the ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print, they found traces of the medication inside the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is. In very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Ugh. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick! If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right, but I can't get away with any weak-old objection. What should I do? I think I have to press this because the medicine is missing. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found on the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that is something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. The court is adjourned for recess. Whew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's gotta do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. It really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hated that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Oh, no save. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me see. I always get a save during recess. He's got a sword in his mouth. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. I got my new shrimpies, and sometimes I have to glance and take a peek at them behind me, and I just see them swimming all over the place. I'm so excited. They're just zooming all over the place. And playing in the bubbler. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell us your just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Ha! Listen, youngin'. How much call you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working at a cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, where were you? Were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of javakino. Seeds? What do you think these are, huh? I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps? Did I? Oh yes I did. I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a javakino. She put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Gah! You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, huh? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? It's a very baffling thing to get all worked up about. The young man was reading the sports paper. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenell? I wanted to know if Glitzen Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? Ha! I go to that place to drink javakino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitresses? The serving girl brought him a javakino, but she put something in it. Oops. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. And I saw what that serving girl put in the javakino as well. I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not going to like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took it out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Ha! A bottle like this, perhaps. Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? Ugh. The man took one sip of it and looked like he was in terrible pain and then collapsed. He took just one sip? The young'uns, you waste everything. Those Javaquinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congratulations, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace the courtroom. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javaquino I just drank turn sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she is... That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her... you know, she's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. There are other things I recognize about her, too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask that you add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? Ha! As if I wouldn't remember that! The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right! I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red! So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? It is possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all.
Objection!
Ha! He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment! I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Godot is a mystery. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observe from the front. That is, to your testimony. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but did you clearly see the witness's face, yes? No question about it. He didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof on this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey! Did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Oh, it's... Okay, so we're going with the argument that he's into the outfits. Either way. If he's noticing her straps, he should notice the sloppiness on her front. Mr. Kudo, would you please take a look at this? Gah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Huh? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before, yes, you know what I'm getting at? You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness! You can't just say oops and your way out of this. Ha. Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of this situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say and what you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin is in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what a burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and a noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then, the serving girl in question brought over the Javakino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those. You know what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. He was another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of those lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? The young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, huh? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Gunston Braun retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you judge me? Ow! Gunston Braun was beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. And the young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. The wireless. The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. And using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow, ow, ow. Then, the serving girl in question brought over the Javakina. You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right? You're the one of those, are ya? You never let anything go, isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie. Better not push it until I got some hard evidence. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. His free hand? Yeah. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then... Ow, ow, ow! Ha! Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That the old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake, and he's ours. Okay, I think I know... I actually think I do know, but I need to think about it really... Oh, shit. I need to think about it super hard. Because they're talking about that he had the newspaper in his right hand. Okay, where's the map of the... Okay. I need to check this first. Okay. So I have to... His right hand is here, right? If he's sitting here, his right hand is here, he's got the newspaper. And if the old guy was sitting here, then he wouldn't be able to see the newspaper. He wouldn't be able to see the newspaper if it was on the right side. He'd have to be, like, leaning super far over. It'd be another thing if it was in his left hand. This cup with his free hand and took a sip. I don't think I can just present the map yet. I think I have to present something else. Oh. He would have to be holding the cup with his right hand anyway for the print to be there. Otherwise it would be on the other side. So the cup itself is good enough, I think. Ooh. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Ah! Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Wait! If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about the dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony. That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good, law-abiding citizen, I am. It's the dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo, who are at fault. Oh, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure. Why not hear sure. Why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot. But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. I think if Godot stops drinking coffee, he will die. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. An HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts, in good old black and white. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. So the victim was wearing an HMD. HD, TV, CD, DVD, what does it matter? It was none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question, I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd have only had a view of the side of the victim's head. He kept fiddling with it all the time. It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg. He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And when he went and made all the fuss, dying from one sip of Javakino, I wanted to say to him, "Calm down, you young brat." Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think this guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? I don't know. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he's wearing the earpiece on the same side as his HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. I could only see the side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Eh? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! He's doing the pigeon song. Order. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the broom clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javakino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this! Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied with the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old foggy. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his I's, or dot his T's, or cross his I's now. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else this court should know. Of course there is. What? There's more. Sir, my voice is starting to go. We do need to wrap this trial up. To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say? One final showdown. The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javakino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker. I can't believe this is happening. You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. First of all, I want to stress that this might not be nothing. I'm not too sure myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javakino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh? You doubting me again? You doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of. I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain. That's why all you can think. That's why all you can. You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. It's the final showdown. Thank you for the sippy. I am in dire need. I have to voice two old men, and it's absolutely destroying. Oh, thank you very much. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure myself. The court generally prefers the witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo. Noisy brat. I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle. Ow! Ow! He's chucking those seeds harder than ever. I'd better be careful. Come on, Nick, nail him. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javakito. The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo. I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense, huh? The suspense. Yes. And what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? No, please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. Alright, now where was I? Ah, yes. The young boy slumped over the table and... Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. A vase, you say? Yes. There are vases on all the tables in that place. They are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase? Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define... Okay, I get it. I heard it break, and the sight of it burned into my memory as clear as day. I think I know what's happening here. Your Honor. Oh, wait. Perhaps I don't know what's happening here. Oh, wait. It's right there. Mr. Kuda, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? I forgot I had the actual photo. Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch. Ow! Ow! Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. Ah! What is it now? I just remembered something. Please. Yes, go on. The broken vase. I was on my table. What? Oh, well, you see. It startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. It must have been when it fell over. The vase was on my table, I mean. The vase on your table. Yeah, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Are we done now? Can I leave? Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Ah! Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes. I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup, and the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it! I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. My youthful beans! You may each have a copy of it if you wish. I guess I should also pay my bean tax. Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. Godot's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. I don't think that's a... I am sorry. That's not a proper... When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I am sorry. Yeah, that's not a proper haiku. Not a proper haiku at all. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. The court is adjourned. I'm so glad that's over. Haikudo. Ugh. I hope I never have to voice that old man again. But that's always my wish for a lot of the characters I don't like voicing, and they constantly come back. I'm sure Wendy Oldbag will be here again as well. But thank you so much for being here. Sorry for my very delayed start. I deeply apologize. But I will be back in about an hour and 15 minutes with more Nier Replicant. I didn't do any of the grinding that I promised I would do. That's my bad. So I guess today will be a bit of grinding and side questing, and while I kill robots over and over and over and over again, we can talk about E3 and stuff. We'll find things to talk about. Thank you so very, very much for being here. I hope you all have a very lovely afternoon. And thank you to Blake Coolio for that big, big raid. That was very, very sweet. And hello to all my new followers and followers of Blake. If you are looking for some of my older series, you can find those all on my YouTube. If you're looking for updates about me, you can find those on my Twitter. And if you're looking to just hang out with the community, you can find my Discord, all of which is linked below in my About page, along with everyone who has helped make this stream possible. I have not mentioned them in a hot minute, but all my icons, my Casa right here, and even how she moves, all those people I could not do without, who are linked below. They are all very talented people, and this stream wouldn't be what it is without any of them. So thank you to them, and thank you to you for being here. Have a lovely afternoon. I will see you in an hour for Nier. Goodbye!